There's been a long drought. The food crisis is deepening. Why? Is this just unpredictable Mother Nature's doing, or are there other forces at play? The hidden story behind hunger, why we need food sovereignty and climate justice. In South Africa today, a fatal crisis is plaguing the land. Millions are suffering from it. Not only is it making survival difficult, it is ruining lives, destroying families, fragmenting communities, and crippling local economies. We're not talking about HIV/AIDS, or TB, or diabetes, or hypertension. We're talking about hunger. Hunger and its close relation, malnutrition. In a country that is abundant in resources, with great mineral wealth, modern cities, and fantastic tourism potential, over 50% of the nation's men, women, and children are food insecure. Who or what is to blame? Some blame it on the drought. Some blame it on the El Niño climate cycle. Some blame it on climate change. Some blame it on the government. Some blame it on corruption. And some blame it on apartheid. These factors are all to blame, to be sure, but there's an elephant in the room. The truth is, we have been forced into an unsustainable, globalized, and coal-driven economic system that cannot feed and sustain the nation. The guardians of this corrupted system, a coal-driven minerals energy complex, and a rapacious cluster of globalized food corporations supported by the state, contribute directly to this country's climate, energy, and food crises. But South Africa is not alone in its food crisis. Globally, the loss of land, biodiversity, oceans, and forests is hitting the poor hard. How did this happen? Let's go back 200 years or so to the Industrial Revolution in Britain and Europe. Powered by new coal-fired technologies fueling their furnaces and factories, the capitalist economies of the global north spread their tentacles across the world. By the 20th century, 7 Western oil corporations controlled the global oil supply. Today, despite global warming, these corporations are still extracting oil through fracking, tar sands, deep-sea drilling, and a new scramble for Africa's oil. And here we are today, about 200 years later, in the post-colonial, post-apartheid, post-Fordist industrial age, bang in the middle of a planetary crisis. Capitalism is a key cause of deforestation, carbon emissions, and global warming, as corporations continue to pursue growth and profit above all else. For the last 20 or more years, the annual COP meetings of the UN have affirmed the interests of rich countries and corporations. Market solutions, techno-fixes, and voluntary commitments are not addressing the climate challenge. We need a new paradigm for a transformative, just transition. Let's think again about the web of life. Let's appreciate the interdependence we have with nature and build grassroots power for system change. Pioneered by La Via Campesina, the international small-scale farmer movement, food sovereignty is now an international campaign. Strengthened by international solidarity, the food sovereignty movement has the potential to challenge profit-driven food corporations and democratize the global food economy so we can adapt our food systems to climate change. Under the banner of SAFCI, an alliance of farmer groups, unions, organizations, and communities, we are fighting for a food sovereignty pathway and system. COPAC, like many others, supports the SAFCI and the solidarity economy. Together, we can build a red-green alliance for a just transition now to sustain life.